Hey Jackal, I got a fun question, and it's about syncing mouse, or in this case, a character wearing a mask. And how can you do that so the mask stays intact and also it syncs to audio? So we'll do that in DaVinci Resolve, in the fastest and lazy way possible. Now let's get digital. So this is what you can expect to achieve, though as you can see I don't have an audio inside, and that's because I was lazy. So as you can see the mask is moving, it would move based on what is being said. In this case I just had some sound effect. So I have a bunch of masks and most of them have to be cut out. Ideally you will have a mask that is on a transparent background, so a PNG. I just have a bunch of JPEGs. So let's see what we want to do and achieve. Maybe just go with this example, since I think it's... So this is an image, simply put it on, extend it to as long as you want it to be, though if you record the audio afterwards, you will first have to convert the audio. So if you don't have a WAV file, you will have to do that. So if you have some audio on the timeline, which I don't at the moment. So now I do have some audio. If I wanted this image to extend through the whole audio, I would simply extend it. That would be afterwards, of course. Now on the timeline, the audio file can be MP3, but when we use it to make the animation, it has to be a WAV file. So go to the delivery page, come on. In the delivery page, you will want to uncheck export video, go to audio, instead of QuickTime select WAV, linear PCM, this can be same as project file, and that's basically it. You will go at render queue and render the file out. So while I'm at it, I can do that. So now I have the WAV file and I can proceed with making the effect. So selecting the image, I'll go into the Fusion page. You will first have to make a mask if you just want the face to move and not all of the background. If you have the studio version, you can simply do that with, so shift space, and the node is magic mask. So this is in the studio version only. It saves you a bunch of time. So you can simply go over the mask until you have all of it. And I think that's pretty much it. You then only have to track forward, maybe also backward, in reverse, or backward and forward, depending on where the playhead was when you made the selection. Now I'm not gonna do that because it would take a bunch of time, and since this is studio only, I will not use it. What you can do is use a polygon, and this is an option that you can do manually, so you will have some work to mask this out, but before you do, I suggest you use a background node, simply connect it to the media out. With the merge selected, use Ctrl T so that the background is connected to the yellow input, which means it's in the back, and make it transparent by lowering the alpha, and we'll do that. So once we connect the polygon and make any kind of shape, we will just get the mask and the background will be transparent. So is that all understandable? I hope it is. So let me quickly go back, undo all of the checkpoints. You can click invert when you make the selections. Then simply go over the mask that you want to select. And I'll do a sloppy job because I just want to show you how you can do this quickly. Now when you make a quick selection like this, how I'll then adjust it precisely is select individual points. You can then click on a point, and if you hold Ctrl before clicking, you can then make the adjustments of each individual handle. And once you have the mask selected, you can simply click on invert and you will have the mask isolated. Now in this case, the mask is a lot quicker to do, And also I pressed space. That's why I have a bunch of keyframes, as you can see. So just have the selection at one point and don't press space to play, otherwise the mask will be moving, as you can see, which is not what you want. You want the mask to be done on just one frame. And how you can avoid also doing that mistake is simply clicking on this, right click here for shape animation at the beginning. Or just disable all of them once you have the mask done, but make sure that you go to the last state, or that the last state is the last state that you unkeyframe. Oh, that was quite a bit of clicking, but I managed to do it. As you can see, this was the last change that I made and it preserved the change. Otherwise, this was the shape that I had at the beginning, something like that. So now we have the cutout, but we lost the background. To get it back, we have it here. We simply have to add it after. So add a merge node. This now has to go in the front. So the media will be connected to the back. So again, Ctrl T. So the media is now connected to the back and the isolated mask is connected to the front. How can we tell? Well, if I adjust the size, as you can see, the mask is being scaled. So I now want to animate the whole mask, but mostly affect the mouth. And how to do it easily and the most lazy way possible is to use a lens distortion. So not this one, lens distortion. And I do hope this node is available in the free version. If not, do let me know in the comment down below. Now in this case, we'll simply be adjusting the distortion. If you set the value to 0, the size will be default, so basically as if this node was not present. And then you will simply want to be animating the distortion size and have the distortion size be more than 1. But if you leave the position as is, it will distort from the center position. That is not what we want, since this also affects the ears in this case. So I will adjust the Y position and go maybe almost to the top of the ears. In this case, it now affects mostly the mouth. And now we want to sync this distortion to a song or maybe some speech. And how we'll do that is with the plugin. We'll have to go to the WeSuckLess website, download the Reactor plugin. As you can see, I am not logged in. And you can download the Reactor Installer plugin. Once you have this downloaded, you will simply click and drag it into the Fusion page right here and drop it. It will take some time to install, and once it is installed, you will go to Workspace, Scripts, and Reactor and open it. The Reactor is a plugin or a library of plugins, so you can enable the ones that you want. And in this case, we want to enable a specific plugin that has to do with audio. So type in audio, and you want to enable the audio waveform, also the suckless audio modifier. So these are the two that I have enabled. So once that is enabled, we'll simply right click on the distortion, go to modify with, modifiers, and you'll see audio wave. The modifier tab now shows up, and as you can see, you need a wave file. So I will open this wave file that I have exported, open it, and it says we need only 16-bit PCM. Also, I did not set the in point, so I and O, and the bit depth has to be 16. So I will export this again, go back into the Fusion page, load the file in, And now we don't have any issues, as you can see. And this should work out of the box. And it kind of does. So if that is all you needed, you're good to go. Though you may need to cut the first frame, as you can see, it's wonky, no idea why, but it is what it is. Now, if the amplitude is jumping a bit too much, you can always adjust it. But now it's moving just a tiny bit. So simply scale the amplitude to as much as you need. And this is the end result. So you will skip the first frame when you do the export. And this is now just music playing. I don't have any audio of me actually speaking. Also, one thing that you may want to change is in the modifiers. In the modifiers is change the frequency. Most likely you'll want the middle one. And that's pretty much it, at least when it comes to animating a face with a mask and have the whole mask move, not just opening the mouth as I have done in one of the previous videos. If you found this video helpful and would like to see more fun content like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm Simon, and until next time, Jackal, keep it digital.